Confessions of a Poser: How Computers Almost Made Me a Writer. Maya Angelou once said that there is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside of you. For me, I know this feeling all too well. I feel as though I'm constantly bombarded with ideas for stories and characters that pop into my head. This is a power that I can remember having from a very young age. My childhood bedroom attic had an old IBM computer my parents no longer used because it was so old. I spent hours typing away, even as a small child, writing weird stories, including things like biblical allegories, on the computer's notepad accessory, and then saving them on floppy disks that are now sadly lost forever. In the 8th grade, we moved in with my grandfather, who sold me his HP computer from the early 2000s. This computer had highly advanced word processors like Microsoft Word. I composed some of the most embarrassing things ever to be brought into existence on this computer. For example, I wrote 2 full-length musicals, one based on Mariah's then 2005 album The Emancipation of Mimi, and another featuring all the songs from Queen's greatest hits. After high school, I took a leap of faith and went away from home for the first time in my life to live in Orlando to do the Disney College program, with nothing but a suitcase of clothes and a Dell laptop that my parents gave me for graduation. As a way of both keeping a diary of my experiences and keeping in touch with those back home, I began a blog chronicling my 132 days of magic. I grew a lot as a person, to the point at which this blog almost became a makeshift memoir of my coming of age. Fast forward to the present, and I'm in possession of a MacBook, an iPad mini, and an iPhone. I never thought I'd be an Apple addict, but alas. With the advancement of things like Google Docs, I can compose from wherever I am at any given time. I'm using this application in particular on all these platforms to compose a novel based on the life of the Monopoly man, currently. But am I a writer? I mean, as we've seen, I've written biblical fiction, 2 full-length musicals, a tell-all memoir, and the beginning of the next great American novel. But somehow, I'm not a published millionaire author. I don't have a book deal. You can't find me in Barnes & Noble unless I'm sitting there reading the latest Chelsea Handler book because I'm too cheap to actually buy it. Therefore, I struggle with identifying as a writer, especially since technology has always made it so easy for me to claim to be one. I began this story with a quote, so I'll end with one too. This quote embodies who I really am. I may not be a writer per se, but I write. I don't need an audience to consume the embarrassing things that I write. It's just my nature. I write, but I write because I have to, and because I'm a privileged millennial that can do it from anywhere, as long as there's good work.
Created using Powtoon.